Hello, hello, hello. This is Scott Cartwright, the Skincare Sherpa, and I am here to guide you today on the next step along the journey, along our course of starting and growing a successful skincare brand. I wanted to talk to you today, let you know what I did, some fun part of the process, and that is the packaging and the bottles and all that stuff that go along with the product. And so what I did, I didn't have any idea of what bottle or dropper or top or box or anything like that I wanted in the product. And so I did a little bit of research that I'll share with you to help come up with that. And it was important to me because the way that your product looks has a lot to do with its perceived value. So I wanted to take a little time, energy, and put a little time, energy, and effort into it just to make sure that it was something that I was going to be proud of. Yet and still, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. Like I said, I'm cheap. I don't want to spend a lot of money, especially if I don't know that it's going to work or not. But I wanted the highest perceived value as possible. And so this is what I did to figure that out. So one thing that I did, I started at, let me get to it here, this website called Container and Packaging. And you'll see here that it has all things skincare, any and everything that you would want to create and design, get your skincare product designed for the design of it. And so if you're doing some sort of facial cream or moisturizer, you could put in something like this. This is a fancy hex bottle. Looks a little bit like a like something you'd get jam in, but you never know. The creativity is where the fun is and where the joy is. And so this may be a product, this may be a jar that fits well for your moisturizer or your body scrub if you have maybe a rustic look that you're going for your brand. But for me to start, I just started with just the glass containers. I wound up going with this one here called a Boston Round, but let's just go up here and I'll show you what I did to search for these things. And so I wanted it to be glass just because just so that it could be a darker color and, like I said before, have a little bit higher perceived value in glass than plastic. Some things you would want a plastic in, so if it's something you're going to use in the bathtub, you know, like a body wash or something like that, if it slips out, you wouldn't want that to be glass and break. But so I chose glass for my first product. And then you get all sorts of glass bottle options here, different sizes, different colors, different sizes, 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 1 ounce. Mostly you would start, if it's a facial serum or facial oil, in a 1/2 ounce or a 1 ounce bottle. I started with a 1/2 ounce and then eventually added on a 1 ounce. I can't remember if I started with a 1/2 ounce and added a 1 ounce or came out with both 1/2 ounce and a 1 ounce in a unscented and then did that same thing for scented. But the 1/2 ounce is going to be cheaper, smaller. The benefit to coming out with a 1/2 ounce product is people will go through it a lot quicker, and that will increase your repurchase rate, which is good. I wanted people to run out of their facial serum after about a month or so I could put you on subscription on like Subscribe and Save on Amazon or get you on recurring billing and send that out to you every month. But the different sizes are options, the different shapes are options. Frosted is an option. This is the standard color because sometimes the oils or serums that you use, they can degrade based on how much light they're receiving. So if in a brightly lit or sun bathroom, it will degrade a little bit quicker than if it's in a dark bottle like this. But if you just take a look on this site and a couple others that I'll show you, you'll get a good idea. You could get a really dark bottle here, black colored amber glass, 1 ounce. So it'll give you some ideas for what you could do. So that's container and packaging. The other one is SKS Bottle and Packaging. And it's the same type of website here, just to give you some ideas on what you're looking for. Glass containers, you can say by color, and let's say blue glass bottles. Let's see what we got here. Yes, these look cool also. Just depends on the theme and the design that you're going for. I've seen these before with some of our clients. They really look nice with the white cap. Yeah, these here have a little bit of like a medicinal look or feel to it. But yeah, I really like that one as well. There's also, so let's take a quick look by the colors again. Glass color. Sometimes the green ones look nice as well. Like I said, it just depends on what you're going for with the look of your product. Perhaps if you had an olive oil product, for example, this green really, it just kind of goes along with the brand and the ingredients that are in there. You come up with a whole line of olive oil products, and then you could put the products in these green bottles. So that's SKS bottle. And then one more for you here is Berlin Packaging. Same type of company. They have any and everything that you might need for personal care. Let's take a look in here. Personal care brands. So they do deodorant sticks, it looks like, these roll-on bottles, these frosted Cosmo. I'm not sure if that's a Cosmo or not, but with the straight neck. If we were to dig in, it would probably say what it is a little bit closer, a little bit more. I'm just curious to see what this one is, but I always do like that bottle. A frosted look gives a really high perceived value, and you can charge a lot more money for products that look like that with the frosted bottle. But these roll-ons are nice as well. Sometimes you want to apply that. You want your product to be applied in a roll-on, like let's say maybe a spot treatment for things. So that's good also. And then I'm not seeing that frosted bottle, but as you look around, you'll get an idea of what the options are there and how you want your product to look. And then you can oftentimes just order a few samples of the different products. Sometimes they're free, sometimes you just pay for shipping, and they'll send a few of them out to you because they want you to try them out and make sure that they're going to work for you. And so it's a good idea to get some samples so that you can know how big the bottle is going to be. If it looks like you think it's going to look, like you see this bottle here, but when you get it, it may not look exactly like it looks on the screen. So you want to be able to handle it and then know what it's really going to feel like when you're using it. And then that just makes it a lot easier for your manufacturer when you get to that point in the process. By this point, your manufacturer will be working on your product for you. And then when they say, okay, so let's talk about the packaging that you wanted in, if you've already taken a little time to look around, and you don't even have to order them, you could just look around here online and say, I really like such and such bottle. It looks like this. I really like the look. It has a black top or the white top on the purple bottle or the green bottle or the amber colored bottle. It's really helpful to us as manufacturers when you have an idea. But if you don't, there's no problem in that at all. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what manufacturers are here for, to help you figure out what exactly you want and how you want it to look. We can be helpful also for figuring out the size. Let's say you're creating a body wash, and you may want it to be in a 10 ounce. You maybe want it to be 10 ounce or 12 ounces. And we would say, well, that's going to last someone a long time. Or we would advise you that is going to be quite heavy to ship, which brings up another good point in that not sometimes, but you always just need to be careful on how heavy the bottle is. When you start to get into 4 ounces, 6 ounces, 8 ounces of glass bottles, we'll have some clients sometimes that will want to create a body oil, for example, in a heavy glass bottle. just because it's more luxurious, more high end, and they can charge more for it. But you have to remember that that glass is heavy, and then when you put the formula in it, when you put the body oil in it, it's going to become even heavier, and then you have to pay for that when you're both shipping the product to Amazon, if you're going to ship it to Amazon, or when you're going to ship the product to your customer from your website or from your fulfillment center. So those are all things to keep in mind. The bigger the bottles, the more product and liquid is in the bottles, and when it's glass, it even gets even heavier. So just be sure to keep that in mind when you try to find a balance between that, and that's something that your manufacturer will be able to help you with, just to figure out what the right size and weight and packaging is. But as I said, it's really helpful to have an idea of what you're looking for. But also, if you don't, no worries. That's what we can help you with. That's what any manufacturers can help you with, just to let you know what the options are and what you can look forward to. And sometimes you'll get it and you'll say, oh yeah, no, I don't like this. I don't like this spray top. I'd rather have a dropper, or I don't like that dropper. I would rather have a flip top for this. Just different options for what you're trying to do. And we will work with you. The manufacturers will work with you just to make sure you get what you want. The other thing to consider is boxing packages. Custom wholesale, custom printed boxes that your product would go in. And so this site is Paper Mart. You may have heard of them before. They make some great boxes for products. You can get things wholesale, and they'll print on them and get whatever you want. I'll tell you one thing though, and I don't want to sound mean or bad or negative about it, but just be careful about boxes. I often tell people that a box is something that it looks nice, and it does increase the perceived value of the product as well. But most people just get the box and they rip it open and then immediately throw it in the trash. And that's a lot of money that you're going to spend on something that's just thrown into the trash. Because when you get a box like this, you can get it from a place like this, Paper Mart, or often people get them from overseas in China because they're considerably cheaper there. But you have to order 10,000 of them to make it worthwhile, or they have a 10,000 box minimum. And then you have to pay to ship those boxes here to your manufacturer. And then your manufacturer is going to have to pop that box and stuff that box with your product and then seal it. And then, so that's a whole lot of steps that you're going to have to go through, that the manufacturer would have to go through, that we would have to go through. And there's charges for all of those steps, just because there's labor involved in it, there's time involved in that. And so you're going to add the extra expense of 10,000 boxes onto your order, plus the extra expense of preparing those boxes and filling those boxes and closing those boxes. So just be careful. Make sure that the price point will support that. Clients will tell me, that Apple iPhone comes in a nice box, and I still have that Apple iPhone box, and I love it, and I think about it every day. And it's such a great unboxing experience when I open the iPhone and I say, yeah, that's true, but you paid $1,500, $1,000 for that iPhone. They can afford that box, but it's a little bit different story when you're trying to create a skincare product that doesn't quite have those same margins. But I'm not saying don't do it. Just be aware of it and make sure that it's in your budget if you want to do that, and that you're going to charge enough for the product as well. Because like I said, most people just throw it away. And one of the things that when I have my brand, and one thing that I say, people wonder where the box is or if it came with a box. And I would just let them know that for environmental reasons, we decided not to include a box with our product. I let them know that most of our eco-friendly customers are, trying to protect and save the environment, and they didn't want to, sacrifice a tree just for a box for something that is going to be thrown away anyway. And one thing people do, I haven't seen it very much, but sometimes you find a box that you can repurpose. So it comes in a nice box, and then that box can be used to hold paper, pens, jewelry, something like that. And then it winds up being worth it, and you can sell it for a little bit higher point, because it's not just a throwaway item. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And then lastly, good old Amazon has all kinds of any and every kind of bottle, jar, sprayer that you would want. Amazon is not meant for bulk items though. Those other sites are where we would go to buy the product. Actually, you buy and buy the thousands, but you come to Amazon just to look. Maybe you could buy a few of these just to get an idea. You get 12 amber bottles for $9 with this. They have a therapy pump or a dropper bottle, or another pump here. And so it's a good place to just come take a look, see what else you can see, maybe order something, and then have it delivered to you really quick, a couple of these, just to see how they feel, see how you like them, see if they might serve the purpose that you're looking for. We would not order any of these supplies from Amazon just because it's not meant for that. It's not meant for really bulk orders. It's kind of expensive for bulk, but it can really be used to give you a good idea of what you could expect, and show you some different combinations that you might not see on any of those other sites. Like these gold necked frosted bottles look really nice, and so that may not be a presentation that you're going to see on any of the other sites. So yeah, take a little look around on all the sites that I just mentioned, and you'll find something that should work for you, at least narrow things down, give you a good idea. Brainstorming and being creative is always a fun part of the process. And you figure out, you think you'll want a blue bottle, and then you'll be like, oh wow, this frosted bottle is really nice. I think I'll go with that instead. So try that out and see. And as I have said before, if you have not gone over to the website, theskincaresherpa.com, and put your email address in there, do that. I will be sending out a list of all of these living document of all these resources that I go through every day. I'll make sure that it stays updated so that you have the latest and greatest information. But yeah, theskincaresherpa.com. I'll send that resource list over to you. And also, if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button for me. That will help me out a lot. And smash, stomp on, subscribe, whatever you want to call it. Just do it, please. Subscribe will let you know when more of these videos are coming out, so that you can follow me, do what I do what I've done, and we'll keep at this. We'll keep at this for sure. So get that, get the resource document at theskincaresherpa.com. Like button, subscribe. I will be back for the next video. We'll keep on moving, keep on climbing, and together we'll get there. All right, till next time, keep climbing.